Welcome, African and Black family, to our first Black and Powerful Couple Summit that is being hosted by the team at the Black Panther Corner, myself and my executive producer, General Nate, and the Vanguards Black Panther Cubs of the Mid-South. This is a forum that we want to try to bring to you all each and every month with our couples in our communities, even our single people in our communities. We even want our children to come on and speak with the people. We want to get to know each other, start connecting where we can, and putting solutions and things out into the community to get us where we need to be. Today, we have two of my comrades with their beautiful wives. This is my family, y'all, and we're gonna come to y'all today and just speak with y'all. I want y'all to introduce yourselves, fam.
My name is Deborah Shedd, and I'm married to General Nate, and we've been married for like 22 years. We've been together 26, and we want to share our ups and downs. Everything is always not peachy cream in a Black marriage. So we're out here to put it out here today to let you know the real General and Deborah.
All right.
And I'm General Nate. She said what she needed to say.
Okay, Lieutenant.
All right, I'm Lieutenant Dedrick, married to beautiful Angelia. We call her Angie. We've been together almost 4 years. It's it's been up, down, sideways, but we working it out. We making it happen. Together as a team.
All right. And that's the thing. We want to put this out here and we want to be as real as possible with our family. I want to say salute to all Black media platforms and our sisters and brothers out here spreading the truth. And I want to say salute to my family at Mile High News and Brother Noble and Unity Community up in Colorado. And always shout out to the Vanguards Online Academy. All right, fam, I'm gonna pose a few questions to you all, and I want each one of y'all to take the question and give us a little of your experience, your background, and knowledge. And first, I want us to start by, I want to hear y'all's opinions and your insights, what you all are feeling right now during these times that we're going through, these current times. I know I talk to y'all every day, but I just want y'all to, talk to the people and give your views on what's going on, our current conditions with these protests, with all this stuff that's going on. Whoever want to go first, go ahead.
Well, it's been overpowering for me because with me being born in the 50s and seeing everything 60, 70, 80, 90, 2000, it's been difficult. I have seen these changes, but when you're out there in the world, you tend to forget that the oppression that other people are having. When George Floyd was killed, we would hear about different stuff, but we would just really let it go. This person was killed, you felt sorry for this person, and you let life go by. But George brought out something that had never been brought out before, okay? You actually seen him dying on television, in the media. So you see how we are treated, and we've been treated like this here way before my 65 years, okay? It has been, my mother and them seen it. I seen a picture of my grandmother on a plantation where she was standing there and they were working in a field. And I've seen the picture before, but it never occurred to me that she was on a plantation in Arkansas. Okay? And she was trying to be as pleasant as possible in this picture. And I see these things. I see it every day. I see how we mistreat it. When Black Lives Matter, to me, that is not for me. Black Lives, it's a protest, but you got to realize who's behind the protest. You know, it's not us. It's a Jewish guy. And when he felt that he had been exposed, and he started getting co-founders. We got to stop as Black people co-signing for the enemy.
All right.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
we got to stop it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, you know, like I say, we deal with this every day. We look at these issues. We try to analyze it because we are, you know, try to be in the mindset of when we present our information to the people, we want to make sure that we're presenting the correct information, the truthful information. And it's difficult to see our people not understand after all of these years and continuing to play these games over and over again. We're getting caught up in the same distractions. We're getting caught up in the same political games that they play every 4 years. All of these things, like I say, we have to change our outlook. We have to learn lessons from the past. And we got to get back to respecting what our ancestors built and understand that European worldview is destructive to us as Africans. And if we don't get back to what works for us and our people and institute these things, reinforcing it in our own homes with our children, we're going to lose this battle, you know? So for me, everything, we know all of the things that we see happening out here. We've seen the whole issue with the statues and, you know, like I say, that's just a waste of time there as well. You know, we can just go down the line. You know, you're dealing with COVID-19. Now they're in the process, they want to send our children back to school. No precautions, no concern for how they're going to ensure that our children's health and life is not jeopardized. So we got to get back to doing us, making the decisions for ourselves and quit leaving it up to other people to either make a decision for us or to come save us, because they can't do neither. And they damn sure can't give us our freedom. I yield.
And you know what? Just to piggyback off what both you guys just said, you know, the more you learn the truth, especially behind a lot of different movements, a lot of different plays, as I call it, that's being played by the people that's in charge. Let's just talk about the protests, for example. Black Lives Matter. I have my own, as a thinking man, I look at that phrase, Black Lives Matter. I don't feel like I should have to even tell you
Right.
or announce that Black Lives Matter. I shouldn't have to hold a sign up. I shouldn't have to march in the streets. I shouldn't have to, post videos or, make shirts with Black Lives Matter on it for you to understand. See, to me, that's all, wasted time, wasted energy, and maybe my thoughts are more revolutionary, but in order for me to show you, if you are the oppressor, that Black Lives Matter, I must give you the same energy that you are giving me and my people. That's how I look at it. I'm not gonna go out in the streets and I'm not gonna hold up signs, and then I can roll with that. Okay, cool. That's the way you want to do it, that's fine. But then, of course, the way these tricksters do, what they do is they infiltrate. Okay, it was doomed from the start. They infiltrate by all the different signs. You had, white people out here, spray painting BLM on buildings. They was out here pre-staging, any kind of negativity as far as looting or property damage or anything like that. That was bad enough. But then it took it even a step further when you had our people, which initially, and I'm initially saying, okay, it was supposed to be the positive message.
Right.
Now you're out here dancing, doing the Cupid shuffle and the two-step and twerking and all this type of deal. To me, it just seems to me that, with everything that's going on with the COVID virus, I'm kind of in between. I'm pulling and tugging both, different ways. I just believe that, for us as a people, we need to stop a lot of stuff that we're doing and just, okay, let's get back to the basics, the basics of survival, the basics of, solution based, as we talk about all the time. Let's focus on solutions. Marching, holding signs is not a solution. That's nothing new. They done that in the 50s and the 60s, with the civil rights, and they done all that. They done all the march. They held the signs. We got to get that mind state when something happens to one of our brothers or sisters or our children, that we want to go out to the streets and march and hold signs and loot and all this kind of stuff. We got to stop that. We got to come up with some more, constructive, solutions for our people. So, not to take up too much time, but I just feel that things that were done in the past that didn't work, we don't need to continue to do those things. It don't work. And if you choose to go out there to voice, because we are the voiceless, to go out there to whatever, let that be it. Quit letting other people infiltrate our struggle, because what they're doing is diluting it. I call it the 30-day rule. Black person get killed, give them 30 days, be back to normal. Everybody be back to doing. Everybody forget about it. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop that. That's my take.
Real talk.
My take on it is, I was born in the 70s, but growing up with my grandparents and great grandparents, I heard all the stories of them, with my great grandmother being in the cotton field and the things that she had to endure and go through, and even with my grandmother. To piggyback off all of y'all with this Black Lives Matter movement, Black lives can't matter to anybody else until Black people start making it seem that their Black lives matter to themselves. You can't go kill your brother or your sister or your children and think, oh my, Black lives matter when somebody get killed by a white person. Garugo, whatever you want to call them, pigs, as I've heard General say several times, your life can't matter to your sister and brother that looks like you, that you shooting up and killing every day. How do you expect it to look that your life's gonna matter to somebody else on the opposite side of the race? I just feel like until we learn as the Black people, as the people as whole, that our life matter to us, it's not gonna matter to anybody else. So we just have to do all the things that you guys talked about, everything that y'all do. We have to just start pulling together. That's just like with our kids in the school. These people don't care. They don't care that our children, they want to send our children back to these schools, not protecting them, not trying to figure out the thing for them. To me, Black children don't need to be in school with white people. That's how I feel. Teachers and all, because you can't teach my child something that you don't know about. And I'm grateful that we do have the Vanguards Academy established, because guess what? My child's learning without her father, she's learning a whole lot of other things that she would never, ever, ever get in a public school. And so I think the thing that with the Vanguard Academy, that's great. But again, my last take is, until we start making our lives matter, it's never going to matter to anybody else.
Let me add something to that, General Mellon. to follow up behind what Lieutenant and Angie just said. See, the thing with our people, we have to realize, as Lieutenant indicated, you can only be one of two things. Either you're a part of the solution or you're part of the problem. And what we've forgotten in this process, which amazes me, and this goes to the culture, because to know your culture, you got to know your history, all right? So when you look at, have we forgotten that these same people, they people was raping our great-grandmothers, great-grandfathers, doing all types of things, evil stuff to our people. It ain't been that many years that done passed by. But most of these people, y'all out here in a kumbaya moment. You want to sleep with them, claim you're a revolutionary, do all of these things that go against what an enemy does to another enemy. At least have some honor about yourself being an enemy, you know? And that's where we're losing this process, because we've forgotten, we've given these people a free pass, and they're continuing to kill our people and do the same things. As somebody indicated the other day, the Ma'afa is not over. This is ongoing. We are part of a continuing genocide. So how can we, in any type of fashion or form, want to kick it with these people, be around these people, when we need to separate from these people? You can't have it both ways. You know, either you're going to do it or you ain't. And I mean, that takes away from everything we're trying to accomplish. If you don't love yourself, how you going to love, how you going to love each other? If you can, you obviously don't love yourself if you want to keep messing with the enemy. You want to sleep with the enemy. You want to be out there twerking with the enemy. How you going to, I don't understand that. Understand it, because it makes no sense to me.
But we as couples, where we forget, we have to start loving our partners, because those are the ones going to be with us, whether we single or not, family members, okay? When you see your family members going over to the other side, or you accepting them when we have our family reunions, and brought an old fade to the family reunion, and you sitting up there grinning with her, and y'all okay because she got a little money, and y'all getting to come up. You can't do that in our family. I'm telling you that now, okay? We're not going to accept it. I live in a predominantly white neighborhood. I've been there since 1969. When my father and mother moved out there, they tried to give us a better life. But I'm going to tell you this much. My father was old-fashioned. Don't you bring one to my house. Don't date them. Don't you sit up here talking about you going to have babies by them and everything else. I remember when I was unconscious, I brought a guy home, which wasn't us. And my father came in, and this is what he said. He said, by the time I go and get me some water from the faucet, you and your date better be gone. And let me tell you, he didn't play. And I'm the same way I am, the same way he is today. I don't play. My sons better not bring me nobody that don't look like me. Because first of all, I ain't gonna accept it. Second of all, it ain't like that. It's just like you said, they infiltrating us, okay? You're coming up with your little mixed babies and everything. They infiltrating us. How can you walk around here with these afros and be married to a white man? Tell me that. Why you got twisties and married to a white man? Because he want a slave like his grandfathers and them used to have. I have a problem with that. I still got a problem today with it. I'm never going to be right with it. Our lives mean just as much as everybody else. I'm talking about individually. I don't do the Black Lives Matter. When I see my white neighbors with Black Lives Matters and they yard sign, they don't give a damn about us. They're only profiting from us, okay? Because when we all standing there face to face, eventually, You think them white folks that's got them Black lives matter signs in their yard gonna be with us? Hell no. Okay? Don't get it twisted, because I'm light-skinned. I am just as Black as everybody else, and I tell people that all the time. Don't get it twisted. If your grandfather, great-grandfather had left my great-grandmother alone, we all be the same color. So don't ask to feel my damn hair, and don't ask me why I'm lighter than this dark-skinned sister over there, because I will beat your ass just like that dark-skinned sister will. Okay, I'm sorry, bro.
If I could jump in real quick, you know, the thing about it is, you know, I find myself a lot of times thinking to myself, and the game never changed.
Nope.
You know, not that it's a game, but I'm just speaking as far as in how they're playing. It never changed from the beginning. You know, it was a story told to me. I'm not gonna go into that right now, but the game never changed. The only thing they did was just revamp and just add to it. The only thing about it is that we never knew that they were playing a game. Even now, you know, these your buddies. Just like, you know, Sister Deborah was talking about. You know, my great-grandmother, I had the pleasure, I was young to meet her when I was very young. I'm 46 years old. The land that she had was land that was acquired from her mother and her father, you know, and, well, excuse me, her grandmother and grandfather after slavery, you know. And I remember that my great-grandmother used to tell us, you know, about those days and those times. And just as she said, I know my grandmother in North Memphis, you know, Claver Home Projects, Corrine Williams, everybody know her. She said, you know, you better not bring one here, you know. Now, everybody didn't follow the rules, but, you know, she marched with Dr. King, you know, and she used to tell us all the time, you know, there's a lot of stuff she tried to support, but when she started thinking for herself and realized, you know, the same thing Dr. King said at the end before he was murdered, that, you know, he was leading his people into a burning building, you know. You know, he made a mistake, basically. You know, he thought that, you know, that we could be equal to them. But the thing about it is, if you have love for yourself, and that's one thing that we're lacking in our communities, is love for ourselves. You know, something General MELLIE speaks on all the time from day one. We don't love ourselves. Because how can, you know, if we all have a common struggle, you know, you would think, why can't we come together? Well, I realized that they've had a head start. You know, we have our own issues and everything like that. But I think that we are going in the right direction. I try to stay positive. I try to look at the glass half full instead of half empty. You know, I do realize that we're not going to be able to save everybody. I've been in heated debates or conversations with people, whether it was in person, on Facebook, you know, about the same topic. And some of them just don't want to let go. That's fine. I'm not going to get my blood pressure up because you want to believe, you know, in their system, in this love thy neighbor. You know, we all one. But they're not treating us. See, the thing about it, you talk about, we must love everybody. But they're not loving us. When that part gonna kick in? Oh, I'm sorry, it ain't gonna kick in. It's never kicked in. You know, sometimes you gotta come to the realization that we are all we have.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that we discuss all the time is about loving ourselves and coming together as a people and putting institutions and things in place. Because I'm looking at it and I'm telling y'all, man, it looks gone to me. And I don't want to feel like it because I have a child up under me and I need to give her some hope for the future. But We don't have enough of our people that are even concerned, seems like to me, because you have to have, we are in a war. This war has never let up off us. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, how can we get to our people and start building the institutions that we need, like the Vanguards? We need more schools. We got over 1 billion people in Africa alone. Not a lot, not even to count the ones we have here. Our children need to be at those schools. We need to have our own grocery store. We don't even have grocery stores in our community. How can we reach our people? That's one of the things that is just boggling my mind. Do y'all have any thoughts on that?
Well, back in the day, in the 50s and 60s, when I was growing up, we had our own beauty shops in St. Louis. We had our own convenience stores, which they call corner stores. When the drug dealers started selling drugs, they called them corner stores. But we had our confectionaries. We had the plumber. We couldn't get a white guy to come to the house and fix our plumbing. First of all, he wasn't going to come because he was scared. But we had makeshift plumbers and painters that can paint. We got very talented Black people and the community that can do. But we never get a chance, because you'll take what the Black man has and pay him, because I've seen it, $5 less than what you pay the white man. And the white man ain't doing shit. He's sitting up there having lunch on the truck, and the Black man doing all the hauling and the painting and everything else, and he ain't getting a dime. But on my job, y'all, I get the same pay as the white people get, okay? Because I demand respect. They call me Miss Deborah on my job. I call them by their name. They don't call me old bird. They don't disrespect me. My paycheck, when I get my paycheck, it better say the same thing that the white people are saying. Because you better believe I know what they make. Because they stupid enough to tell me. So this is what I tell them. I do just as much and more than what they do. And I should be getting way more than what they get, because they ain't doing nothing. We got to stop. You know, it's just like the Klan don't have 99 damn organizations and chapters in the Klan. When they come after our ass, they come in full force. When we come, we got Little Birdie Black Panthers, this Black Panther, new Black Panthers, all this other. We don't come together. When you do something to our kids back in the day, the whole damn neighborhood came after your ass. They don't do that no more. And then when they do come, I take for instance, Brown. When Brown got killed, everybody was out there marching. They was marching 150. When they got to the mom and told them what they was gonna give them, then they started talking about we don't need to protest. Ain't no protest. You should have been got there. Whoop, you should have went to the white man, the police's house, like they come to ours. When the Klan got ready to burn our great-grandfather's house, they came in a drove. We out there burning up our own damn places. Well, we don't have grocery stores and stuff, but we didn't burn our stuff down. I didn't see them going out to the affluent neighborhoods like Ladue and Frontenac or Saks Fifth Avenue and Nemus Marquez burning their stuff down.
Never do.
Okay, but you was burning down the Target, which we don't have no more corner stores. Well, we got to go. Then when y'all go in there looting, y'all ain't looting what you need. You getting bullshit. A damn American coming out there with some leggings on. What the hell is you gonna do with a mannequin with leggings on? You got to take the damn leggings off the mannequin, and most likely they ain't gonna fit you no way. Stop burning up our stuff. Start coming together. All these chapters, you got 99 chapters. We give to nothing. Some of us give everything. Stop not giving and creating what we need to create.
For ourselves.
For ourselves.
That's right.
Because the white man is using it. Every time he prophets, every time something happens. Every time something happened, they prophet. They making the damn Black Lives Matter signs. We ain't making them. But we'll wear a shirt in a minute. I don't wear none up. I don't.
Mm-mm.
I don't wear none up.
You know, I'm gonna follow back up on what our comrade brother Lieutenant said a while back, which I think it starts there. He said we have to reinforce these things of importance in our own homes first. And each individual or couple, parents, that's where they need to begin, in their own homes. Set the ground rules, because like we talked about, even with these vaccines that's getting ready to come out. Now, this has been going on for 4 months. Most of our people haven't been to work or anything. You should already know what you're gonna do if they approach you with the vaccines or question you about what whether your children are gonna take the vaccine. That decision should be already made. We just don't have the time to just sit back and wait for these people to do something and then go into reactionary mode. We got to be, as Lieutenant indicated, we got to be solutionaries, not reactionary, solutionaries. That's what we need from all of our people, because the problems are there, as Lieutenant indicated. They're using the same playbook, they just tweaking the plays. And we still ain't caught on to most of those plays yet, which should be so obvious because it's right there in our face. It's just a repeat over and over again, because we have so many people that just, they don't want to go. They don't understand our collective power. So understand the collective power that you begin with within your own home. And then as you establish that, then you can start to interact with others in the community. You can start making sure that you're looking out for our elderly. You trying to build community gardens, because we know that food is an important control mechanism that they like to use against us. So we don't have actual stores and bodegas and all of that in our communities. Well, whoever you got in the community that's got a store, if he ain't Black, why y'all support him? Run them up out your community and create your own store. We gotta get to the point, like I say, if we understand our history, if we study our history and teach our history to our children, we don't need these people. They're parasites. They just feed off us. That's all they've been doing the whole time. All we need to do is do for ourselves. But to do that, we got to get past some of the dumb things that we keep on doing, these self-inflicted wounds, where we keep on looking at each other crazy, but we don't look at the enemy crazy. They approaching us in all types of manners out here on the street. You walk into a place, they want to ask you where the hell you're going. They coming out their houses with guns because you're marching down a public street. Sister was working in Connecticut in a hotel and got jumped. One of these crackers punched her in her face, and 2 other cracker women jumped on at the same damn time. Now, we talk about the importance of not going anywhere by yourself, putting in precautionary measures, understanding what soft targets are and all of that. How do you counteract that and you're at your job? We need to quit playing with these people. Serious.
But I'm pretty sure that other Blacks was working in the job too. But see, they most likely they was hiding down there in the basement when she got jumped on. But me,
well, we don't know that.
I'm telling you, she wasn't the only Black.
Like I say, we don't know that. I'm not in
control. It was a sneak attack though. I saw the video, and it was a sneak attack because she walked up behind them. They was at the ice machine, and this punk walked in there, and he just hit her in her face. I don't know if she had been talking to him or not, but they was in that little cubby. You know how you get the ice out the machine?
Yeah, the vending machines and
Yeah, and they jumped up right there in that cubby. Couldn't nobody see it. I'm sure the security people did. They might have been what?
But do you think,
Well,
okay, well, take
well,
up,
go ahead.
don't you think that if she had a came to the lunchroom wherever I was, do you think that maybe I would have came with
you know,
her?
so, after the fact.
Well, I beat her up,
Went back and beat her ass with her too. I would have.
I would have came up and said, sister, where is the people at? You know what room they was in? Because most likely she was cleaning rooms. Okay. And baby, you better believe I do it here. I do it where I live. A white person talked so bad to a sister in the store. And I asked her, I said, sister, you all right? She was getting some wick. And the woman said, God damn it, you gonna be there all damn day? But one day you might be up there trying to get some wick too and be up there 15 minutes in the line. Because it do take a long time for you to get your wick and stuff.
Yeah. But
No,
see,
but-
they've gotten emboldened though. They step out a lot now.
You know.
And
Like I say, you know, you cannot give these people free passes. You know, you see when they do something wrong, they're gonna call it when you do it. So why the hell you scared to call them when you see them do whatever they doing? You know, what you gonna do? Leave it for the next person to deal with when you could have addressed it right then and there? You know, I mean, it's just like I said, we got to look at that. You know, I yield. Go ahead, Lieutenant.
And one thing for certain though, the more there's no response, our people, the bolder they'll get.
Exactly.
You got that right.
More videos like that. You're gonna see more videos of the one sister in the convenience store getting into an argument with the white lady. You're gonna see more violence against our people. It's gonna become more rampant, even though it's almost every day. It's gonna become more and more and more, and to the point where it is gonna be walking around with their hoods on. Or they're walking around talking about here, nigga, 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 you know what I'm talking about? So, you know, my point is that there are solutions in place. Everybody may not want to follow those solutions. I understand we're gonna be able to save everybody,
Right.
but just remember this here, self-preservation. I cannot stress that enough, self-preservation, because at the end of the day, you have to take care of home first, you know. I try to make sure that my family here, we're protected. We have everything that we need as far as resources to be able to protect ourselves, whether I'm here or not. Angie's here, you know, she knows what to do. We have game plans in place for certain scenarios, you know what I'm saying, that we got worked out. But anyway, my point is that, you know, we as a people, you know, they do everything as a collective. That's what we need to start doing.
Right.
Sometimes you have to play the same game the enemy is playing. You know, I believe that we can do anything that they do, we can do it better. We just need to start putting it in play, whatever the case may be. You know.
Exactly. Go ahead, Sister Ange.
Oh, they didn't hit it all together.
Okay.
I don't gotta say nothing. You know, everybody done said everything that need to be said. Lieutenant Major Joe, he said, I bought you a gun, so you gonna give it to me? I'm just gonna carry it. I'm gonna have both of them shoot. I said, no, I got it in my purse. I can take it with me because I don't want to ever be in a situation with our kids somewhere and somebody feel that they can take advantage of me with these children, or they gonna think they gonna hurt us. Well, hey, I'm here to protect mine, and that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad he is pushing me, because I was one of those little soft ones, one of those ones that I'll sit back and I'll watch, and General Nate would say, and I'll keep hush hush, but I will attack when it come down to my children or my family. Oh yeah, you can get it too. I don't care who you is, you could get it. You know, just like, you know, I make a quick example. Our neighbor, Lieutenant had been telling them about their cats, and I go over, little girl texts my child some inappropriate stuff about a cat and hurt her feelings. So I go over there. I don't care. You ain't finna say whatever you think you're gonna say to mine and think it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Daddy
Okay.
came outside, oh no. I don't wanna hear all that. Where your child at? Because if she bold enough to text mine some junk about some cats, hey, we don't care about your cats. That's how I feel. All y'all in this house can get it. You're not gonna talk to mine no any kind of way. You ain't gonna do what you think you're gonna do to them any kind of way, especially, we got a special needs son. You ain't no passes for nobody with him. Neither one of my kids, but him, he can't defend himself. So that's what we're here for, So again, we just, we gotta do what we gotta do to protect our,
Exactly.
and
you-
everybody else needs to learn that if we stick together and stop fighting against each other and stick together as a whole, oh man, they ain't got no chances with all of it. You know what I'm saying? It's too many of us. They don't have no chances. And the sad part is, like General Nate said a while back, they don't know the history of what our people been through. So when you don't know that, you can't even imagine, okay, well, I'm gonna stick with my brother, I'm gonna stick with my sister, we gonna do this together. Nah, because you too busy hating off your brother or hating off your sister because they got this and you got that. Hey, we can all have it. That's how I feel.
You're right.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Because that's the thing. How are we gonna do that? Because we are so separated. They got us in these, like, just like with you all being couples, they have this thing, these traditional roles, these non-traditional roles. I look at it like we both in the household, we ought to both do whatever. We ought to both be able to contribute to make that fusion correct, in that family household. Once we start getting our families back to understanding and overstanding our African culture, our African-centered, thinking, they will understand that it was communal. Everybody had a part. It don't matter if you walk up and you see it needs to be done, you need to do it. So I want to see, want to touch on that a little bit about the traditional and non-traditional roles in the household. How do y'all handle that?
Well, I come from a traditional two-parent home myself. And my mother, she didn't play that, the boys do this and the girls do that. You had to learn everything. You know what I'm saying? So from the yard to the inside of the house, ain't nothing that I know how to do everything I need to do to survive. Therefore, that's the same thing I want for my children. My wife is capable of doing that. Now, just cross-reference that to what we see today. Okay, most younger women can't even cook. They spending most of their time going out to restaurants. How you know the person back there cooking your food ain't got COVID or some other type of disease? You know what I'm saying? But you can't boil water. But
microwave fix. That's what I call it.
But you think you an asset. I mean, a pretty face only lasts so long. What else do you bring to the table? So, that whole aspect of us being able to provide for ourselves, just the basic thing as a meal, we got to get back to that, teaching our children how to cook for themselves. They should be able to go into the kitchen and be able to do whatever they need to do. Certainly, the younger they are, they're going to need some supervision, but this is what we're doing as parents. We're trying to equip our children to be able to navigate in a hostile world. And if we ain't doing that, we're doing a disservice to them as parents, because we're not equipping them with everything, all of the tools that they need for their tool belt. When they're born into the world, they already starting with two strikes out the gate.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't we do everything that we can to ensure that they're equipped to do everything they need to do? We got to teach them everything. Teach them to defend themselves. Come up off of this kick, the Bible and Sky Daddy gonna say, Police gonna save. Police ain't saving nobody. They killing us. You know, they don't care how young our kids are. So again, the responsibility lies with us. And the more that you spend that type of quality time with your children, the more love that's created between that family arrangement. And that's what we need. We need love. We need to get back to, hey, you fuck with mine, everybody come. That beehive concept.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Mess with one, everybody coming. You know, and we need to get back to that. And the only way you're gonna get back to it is understanding. Competition, you in competition with your enemy for resources. You're not in competition with your brothers and sisters. You can't be in competition with them. You know, even though that's programmed to be in our minds. How you gonna be in competition with somebody that ain't got no more than you got? You know, if they open up a store, a grocery store, or a barber shop, that don't mean that you go open up a barber shop across the street. Why don't you see if you can get with that barber, that brother that's a barber, and see if you can handle the supply side out of it and eliminate the middleman?
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
you need the money in the community.
There
That's
you
right.
go. There you go. And like I say, we can do these things, but we have to change our mindset and understand why we have to do it and the importance that if we don't do it, we're just relegating the rest of our children's futures to going through the same thing because we're not building anything for them. We're not leaving them any institutions. We're not leaving them anything but the same old tired stuff that we all been dealing with, you know? And they need jobs. Where the jobs going? Who gonna hire? Ain't no jobs. They shipping all the jobs overseas. So we gotta build something for our children so they can take care of their own selves. Because they ain't ready, they ain't worried about them. You know, so that's on our, it's like I said, it's our responsibility as adults to step up and make moves that will benefit our children.
And we must stop arguing as a couple in front of our children, because when our children see us as enemies against each other, they use that against us sometimes. They likes to play two ends against the middle. We were a blended family. So believe me, we went through those problems. We never, I'm telling you, we be mad as hell at each other, but we will never let them see that they have defeated us. We go in that bedroom, we be battling. But when we come to that table, we are a unit, okay? Young couples, I'm telling you today, we have seen it all. We have been through it all. We have had the baby mama talking about he ain't doing this here, or the baby daddy, well, I'm gonna take my child because he doing. No, it ain't nothing like that. Come as a unit. Nobody comes between a couple. We have learned that. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, nobody come between you two. You're a unit because nobody came between my mom and dad. For instance, my mama told me one time, she said, let me tell you something with your little fast ass self. You're not gonna run my husband away. I said, well, ain't that my daddy? I thought the kids come before the dad. Oh, hell no, not in the house. Okay? You didn't play that shit in the house, okay? My daddy worked hard. He started at 5 in the morning. He didn't need no damn alarm clock, okay? And he was in by 5 or 6 in the evening. And we had his house slippers by the garage door. And you didn't get that big piece of chicken. He ate. You didn't eat until he ate. That's how we played it at my house.
But you know the thing about my father-in-law was, and this is key. He worked those hours, but he owned his own business.
Owned his own business.
You know? And
his son, with his retarded self, my brother, it went right into the ground. But when I ran it like it was like my daddy did. But I was a girl, I couldn't deliver juice forever. Okay, I couldn't do it. But I tried to instill in my brother, you can't get up at 6 o'clock in the evening and sell no damn juice. You got to get up in the morning, because we had senior citizens. Senior citizens go to bed at 4 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. We got to get that old school mentality back, because my father-in-law, what did he say? He wasn't gonna work for no who?
He wasn't working for them old fags. Matter of fact, he was working for some Italians. That's how he went into business for himself. And they shorted him his money. He came home. He told my mom, I'm going back and get my money from them people. My mama said, oh, word, they'll probably kill you. You know what I said? Daddy, I'm going to ride with you. And I was 10 years old. Okay? I was 10. I rode with my daddy. My daddy got every damn day that my Italians owed it. Okay? And he started his own business. It was hard. We seen some lean damn weeks. But we learned, we made it. We had a garden in the damn backyard. We really did. My mama
Everybody.
knew how to stretch.
Yes.
She knew how to stretch, and she paid every bill. They never came and cut off a damn thing at our house.
Yeah, but see, that goes to what we be talking about, comrades, all the time. You know, our people want to slide by. They want to wait and see what somebody else is going to do. And we keep telling them, we keep trying to reiterate it, reinforce it in their minds. Everybody going to have to roll up their sleeves and put in this work, you know?
Right.
We're going to have to do that to get anywhere, you know, from the position that we in now. Everybody going to have to do some work. You're going to have to sweat. You're going to have to do all these things that our ancestors and elders did, you know? And we all come from those backgrounds, those families. And we know how hard they worked. They ain't just talk about it. They was about it, you know? And we got to quit thinking that, you know, we don't have to be about it. You know, ain't no way around it. You ain't gonna come up out of this hole that we're in until we all decide that we getting ready to go back old school and put in some work.
And to jump on what you just said, General Nate, you know, about old school work, I feel you on that. You know, I'm sure a lot of us feel that there, but you know, I feel a lot of our people, some of the ones I talk to anyway, because they don't know history or their history.
Right.
You know, their mentality is, okay, our history was we were from Africa, we were slaves, and here we are now. You know, they don't understand about, you know, the struggle and strife that our ancestors went through. You know, they don't, you know, you know, mentally that picture they have in their mind is that, you know, oh, we were just beaten, and we, you know, they don't know about all the rebellions that happened, you know, during slavery, post-slavery. You know, our people actually fighting back. I think that's why a lot of people, our people today don't have no fight in them. You know, the term I can use is Red Cross workers.
Yeah.
You know, they ain't gonna kill none, they ain't gonna let nothing die. You know what I'm saying? You know, you see them on the videos, and they got, you know, the assault rifles, as they want to call them, and they got the machine guns and the Glocks and all this here, and they talking about this and that, you know. But time to really defend yourself, defend your people, defend your family, you know, most of these guys don't have the heart for it.
Right.
And you know, I was talking to a buddy of mine, and this really pertains to me, and probably a lot of people like me. I don't listen to a whole lot of rap per se, but the ones I do listen to, is what you call gangster rap.
Right.
That's what I like, because it related to the things that I like to do, you know, or an environment that I was in, you know. But as I get older, I'm looking at it a little differently now. You know, I'm gonna give you an example of this rap group called the Dayton Family out of Flint, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
Woo, woo.
love Dayton Family. Okay.
It's my group.
Now, I was listening to him one day going to work, and you know, he said, "Oh, you know, you gotta be careful the music you listen to, it influence you."
Mm-hmm.
It never really influenced me. You know what I'm saying? To do anything that I didn't already have in me anyway. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It was just entertainment. That's why I looked at it.
Yeah.
But as I get older, I'm looking at it now, I'm like, I wonder if they'd change those lyrics up or change the words up instead of talking about killing another nigga or killing another brother. You know, if they were talking about killing the oppressor or killing the slave master, you know what I'm saying? Or killing Mr. Charlie or killing them white men that hunt down Ahmaud Arbery, you know what I'm saying? Or killing, you know, that police officer, you know, that murdered George Floyd. You know, they'd have changed the words up a little bit, you know. But I know you can't when you working for somebody else.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I thought about that, and I think that kind of maybe plays a role in certain people, but it just goes to show that, you know, without knowledge, without educating yourself, learning, by now in 2020, you should realize nothing that you learned in school was true. 85% of it was lies. The other 15% was bullshit.
Right.
You can break that percentage down how you want.
Thank you.
You know, it's just the truth. You know, all that. I knew early on that Columbus didn't discover America.
Exactly.
You know, nobody had to really tell me. I just thought about it. I'm like, okay, there's no way that these people who, because I got old. I asked one time, okay, well, when is white history? That's when it started with me. I was in elementary school. You know, oh, it is Black History Month. Well, when is White History Month?
Every day.
Maybe half of it me being a smart ass as I was. The other half was me just being me. You know, inquisitive. I really want to know, when is white history? When is, you know, Latino history? You know, when is Asian history? You know, why does it have to? I always ask why. Because my mother, she raised me. You know, I grew up in that non-traditional household, single mother, 2 kids. You know what I'm saying? 10 years apart. So we really didn't, you know, really get a chance to grow up together per se. You know what I'm saying? But one thing one always told me, question everything.
Right.
Don't let what nobody just tell you just be the final answer. Question everything. Now, it had limits, but when she told me that, in my mind, question everything. So no matter where I was at, whether it was school, when I was going to church, wherever I was at, I questioned everything. And if you couldn't give me a real answer, then to me, okay, I don't know about that. I'm gonna do my own research, or you know, let me try to find out for myself. You know, I just understood, you know, from everything. But anyway, my point is that you know, we as a people, you know, I think the more that we educate ourselves, the more that we learn, you know, who we really are, where we're really from, you know, not this fictitious, you know, stories that have been told to us, you know, our parents and us, and we have to break the cycle somewhere, you know. So I try to, you know, make sure that I talk to my children. It may not be every day. It may just be one of them learning moments. Or if I learn something new, I may, you know, call one of them up, or I call one of them in the room. Hey, you know, what you think about this here? Because one thing they don't teach you nowhere, whether it's school, church, in the streets, nowhere, is to think for yourself.
Exactly.
Whether you was in a game, whether you was in school, they don't teach you to think for yourself or critical thinking. Church definitely ain't gonna teach you to think for yourself. If you do that, it wouldn't nobody be in church, okay? And I gotta tell my daughter now all the time, I said, the reason why you have more followers than leaders is because when you're a follower, you don't have to think. You understand? All you gotta do is just follow orders. But when you think for yourself, you know what I'm saying? You can be your own leader. You don't have to have people behind you to be your own leader. You just march to the tune of your own drum.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Think for yourself. Follow your own path. You know what I'm saying? Come up with your own solutions for any problems in life. Don't let nobody else come up with them for you, you know? So, yeah, I just, you know, we as a people, I just think that, you know, we need to really just, you know, educate ourselves, learn, you know, what we can learn. And that would be a great start,
Right.
you know, for us to move forward in really building a Black nation and where we need to be.
Yeah, because you know what? We got some untapped things that we don't even use. That's why we don't see a whole lot of common sense. You know,
Mm.
go with your intuition. If your intuition tells you something wrong, don't question it. Don't question your personal intuition. But yeah, you should question everything out here. Things should make sense to you. Like you talked about Columbus, you know. Well, hell, how the hell you discover something and there was people already there,
That's a key word.
you know?
That's it.
And
Critical
that's how we got
thinking.
to think,
Critical thinking.
you know?
Critical thinking.
That's why I
Exactly.
appreciate the Vanguard Academy, because they're learning everything. They're learning about really
Thank you,
our
Queen.
people.
Thank you,
know,
Queen.
I remember in school when they asked us who was Cleopatra. I didn't know Cleopatra was Black. I raised my hand up, and some of the Black students already knew that she was a queen, a sister. I say, Elizabeth Taylor. Everybody laughed.
And that was the biggest fuckery ever. When I saw that.
The laugh. I'm telling you, in school, I wasn't the smartest apple on the tree. I'm glad that Nate came in this, because he was always reading. I'm glad I met him, because I didn't know shit. And when you are for
Yeah.
the group, and I started learning different things. I mean, in the past 2 years, okay? I mean, I didn't know all this here. I did not know all this. You got to remember, I was raised in the North. And what's mostly in the North? Blacks and the oppressor, okay? Telling us a bunch of lies. I was out there marching for Black history when we moved to the suburbs, and didn't even know what I was marching for, okay?
Yeah.
Like Columbus, just like you said, I thought he discovered America. I forgot the Indians was here first, as my understanding,
Yeah.
So I'm glad that our children are learning more than how to get a job and get a house and pay the white man. Why don't we have Black banks that we could go to and get a loan? They out there, but they ain't giving us no loans now.
Because it's bagged by white money. That's why we need our own institutions bagged by our people.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's
I
right.
totally agree. That's what we tell our scholars every day at the academy.
Yeah.
Question everything. Think for yourself. You are producers, not consumers.
Right.
It has to be. So now, as I have been, building this academy and different things, I have learned that healing aspect has to be in place, because until our people are healing, they're not going to try to be educated. They're not going to want to leave or let go or change their conditions or change what they're going through. So, I mean, I've finding out we need to, all this growing our own food, healing our own bodies, staying out the hospital, staying out of their different things. How do you all implement that into your households? Because like me being a single parent, I had to change a lot of things. I had to take stuff out of my house, do things, and I felt like, it was a hard change, but it seemed like it'll be easier when you have, somebody there with you. How did y'all, how are y'all, focusing on that? Because, I mean, we have to heal.
Go ahead, Lieutenant Angel.
All right. Well, I think first off, we as a people, the healing process is going to start when you have to be able to communicate. That's on any level, whether in a relationship, married, whether you're talking to just another comrade or whatever. You have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to take criticism. You have to be able to listen. The best conversators are better listeners. You know, I don't do a whole lot of talking, contrary to may be, you know, thought of. I like to sit back and listen. I live by a lot of different quotes, and one I live by, I got 2 ears and 1 mouth. I like to listen twice as much as I talk. A lot of times I can come up with solutions, not necessarily, it may not be to whatever your issue is, but it may even, you know, your issue may help me with my own without me even saying a word, you know. As far as, you know, back to self-preservation, our survival, we need to get back. All that it coincides to what we were saying earlier.
Right.
You know, community gardens, home gardens, growing your own food. You know, we need to start, you know, learning how to invest in ourselves, in our people. I know we can't do it with everybody. I understand that, but you know, start it in your own home. You know, I recommend. You know, we don't have a whole lot of money. We struggling over here. That's why I try to work all the time. You know, while I'm able, try to keep myself together, health and everything. Matter of fact, and I've been up 24 hours right now. You know, so my eyes look a little tight. I ain't sleep. I'm just chilling. I'm in cruise control. But you know, I had things I had to do today, and you know, I had to, you know, got off work this morning, had to do some yard work and stuff. You know, keep it going. But I think investing in yourself and in your family and your ability will be a start. Number one. I know we talk about this all the time, growing your own food. I'm actually in the process of kind of starting over a little bit because my first attempt wasn't that successful, but I learned a lot though, you know. So I'll be working on that. Also, having supplies, you know, using this time, you know, with the COVID-19 and, you know, everything, quote unquote, half closed, open closed, whatever they're doing. Excuse me. It's a good time to really, you know, bond with, you know, your loved ones, you know, to really communicate other than your normal hustle and bustle. You know, every household is different. Everybody's situation is different. You know, the time that, you know, maybe me and Angie may not, you know, usually have time to really communicate or talk. And I'm not the best communicator, you know. But I'm working on it. You know what I'm saying? I think we going in the right direction. You know, my thing is because I usually try to take on so much different things. You know, I try to dare let some of those duties to her, to take some of that off of me. You know, let her take care of everything, and it works for us. You know, she take care of the house, the home, take care of the kids. You know, take care of the bills. All I want to do is go to work, come home, and do it all over again. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, she does her part in our team that we have. You know, I can't put a price on. You know, right. So again, I just think that it boils back to love. We got to get back to loving each other. You know, whether it's loving the couple, loving your brothers, your sisters. You know what I'm saying? Loving our people. I think once we start loving our first, you know, I can't reiterate so much because General MELLIE speaks on this all the time. You know, we don't love ourselves. And it makes sense for a lot of stuff that's happening, you know, amongst our people. I think we get back to loving ourselves, then we can start, you know, showing love to other people that, you know what I'm saying, our other people that's not in our household or don't have our last name or, you know, this total strangers. Certain things I've heard from some of our elders, like, some of our comrades, like Professor Carlton Jones, and Brother Abdul, Truth, you know, Brother Kareem, you know, some of the brothers I listen to, and you know, and a lot of times I get to the point, I be like, man, I'm just ready to do something, you know. I'm ready, you know what I'm saying? Man, I get, you know, got all this food, but can't go eat it. You know what I'm talking about? You know, but they, you know, listening to these brothers, just like, and the rest of my comrades, don't get me wrong, you know, like Gerald Nate, Gerald MELLIE, you know what I'm saying? And others who I listen to, you know, it kind of keep me grounded, you know, to the fact where, okay, you know, you gotta be strategic. Cause I just want to go out there, you know, John Wayne style, you know, go out there, you know, boot to boot.
Set it off. Set it off.
Pretty much. I'm not gonna even lie to you. I'm just like, I can't get none of that action. You know what I'm saying? But you know, again, you know, you have to have strategize. You have to have certain things in place. You know, and
Time for
I'm listening.
everything.
I'm listening, and
Time
I'm
for
understanding
everything,
more now.
comrade. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm understanding more now. So you know, but yeah, for community guard, what you got, Ange?
Well, me personally, you got to change yourself before you can help, whether it's your spouse, your kids, anybody else. And you got to change yourself. Habits that you have, you got to change them before you can help somebody else change habits that they have. I like the fact that we have started the garden because I watched my grandmother and my grandfather and my great grandmother. They all had gardens in their backyard. And as a little girl, I'm not that type of outside person. I don't like the outside and stuff.
Me neither.
But at 6 o'clock, well, 5:45, we used to be up at grandma's house. My mom used to drop us off at like 4 o'clock. 5:45, grandma, you ain't got time to sleep. You had something to do. And that something to do was going to help everybody, whether it was the people in the community, the people who she fed all the time. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
5:45, you had to be up in that garden picking those peas, in the house shelving them peas. You had to be bagging those peas. So we had a job. It's not like we just went to grandma's house because that's what's the safe place for us to be. We had a job at grandma's house and granddaddy's house to help out with the things that my grandparents used to do, my mother and my father used to do, as helping the community and helping the people, our people. You know what I'm saying? My grandma used to say, her thing, these things, how can you be productive yourself if you're not productive with your people? And I used to always wonder, like, Grandma, what you mean by being productive? She said, well, if you don't want to get up and do nothing, how you gonna help somebody else do something?
Right.
And that always stuck with me with my life. Like, okay, I'm not gonna go help Susie when I can go help a Dedrick or a General or Nate. I can't go help my brothers, but I can go over there and I can go help Susan with everything she got. She always said we have to be productive with our people. People that look like us, not productive with those. My grandmother used to clean floors. My granddaddy quickly told her, you ain't clean down another damn floor. You getting your butt up. We'll start whatever we need to start at home. You know, hey, I work. My granddaddy had his own trucking company. So he made his own money. He wasn't going to work for it. He said he refused to work for somebody else. He gonna have his own way it can stay in the home. So, you know, I think we just need to, like I said, start with us. Because General MELLIE, she has said it 1,000 times. You gotta love yourself before you can love somebody else. And I feel that I can't love Lieutenant the way I love him if I don't love Angie the way I need to love Angie.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's like I said, that's why we focus on their healing. And then just from you all's conversation, both couples, we see how our elders and our ancestors rolled. You know what I'm saying? We rolled as a unit, as a collective, as a family, everybody doing their part. How are we? I know we got to start in our homes, right? And we got to start in the home. Just like we have the academy, I keep thinking, okay, some of these parents, they the problem. These children, they not stuck on stupid, but they don't know any better because of the environments they are raised in. Like when I didn't have a dad in my house, that's when my uncle stepped in, or my granddad and different things like that. So why is it I know where we are and how we got here. How? 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 How can we make that connection? How can we get them to understand and understand it's going to take us coming together as a people, going back to our ancestral ways and different things to make a difference, to get us out of what we eat?
We're gonna have to educate them. That's the number one deal. We're gonna have to Malcolm X said it better. Only a fool will let the enemy educate his child. Okay? We're gonna have to educate our children on, everything that we learn as adults, we need to pass it on to our children. The Vanguard Online Academy is the best thing going I've ever seen in my lifetime. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, comrade.
We gonna have to teach our children, because I know more now than I did back then, only because I no telling what I could have been if I had that same mindset back then. See, back then it was just a routine, because a lot of stuff I used to post about truth and tradition. You see what I'm saying? I used to have a truth and tradition deal, and not to get on the side, but I used to use that as a tool to try to get people to think for themselves. I said, most people I talk to, I said, do you go to church because it's the truth, or you go because it's tradition? And after a lot of speculation, once most of them actually thought about it, it was more tradition than truth.
That's how I felt before meeting Conrad. Like my son, all these surgeries, all these appointments, all this stuff these people told me. I'm going by the traditional. Angie used to go to church every Sunday. We used to go to Bible study every Wednesday. Grandma always picked us, Sunday school at 9:30. I was going by tradition. Okay, God gonna save my son. God's gonna do this. And he's gonna be better. God's gonna make. And then, listen to General MELLIE and General Nate when they came into Lieutenant's life, and I used to hear them on the phone talking all the time. I would still go to church when we met, but it was like, okay, I started to being this person that's just sitting on the pew, like what the preacher's saying is going that way. I'm just here, you know what I'm saying? Because traditionally, this is what I had to do. This is what grandma made me do, and this is what mama made me do. So traditionally, I was just at the church, Yeah. And then my son just kept going through this and that, and I had to start just thinking, okay, if God came and he saved the world, and he paid for everything for us, and he our father, why is it that you making me suffer and my child go through this? Why is he going through all this if you're a healer? If you supposed to heal, you raised Lazarus from the dead. Okay, you touched what's the name, and he rose up from the dead, Lazarus from the dead, and you healed John or whoever it was. But I'm just looking like, okay, well, why Jordan still in this wheelchair? Why Jordan keep going to surgery? Why Jordan can't speak to his mama? Why Jordan can't walk to his mama? So you punishing me, and he's my punishment is him being the way he is. So how are you this healer? And then I had to start thinking like, okay, you know what? I can't think like this no more, because my child shouldn't be in this predicament. My child shouldn't be able not to enjoy life, be confined to a bed or confined to a wheelchair, 10 surgeries, and doctors telling me he won't live past 5, and you know, if he does, he gonna be in a vegetative state. So I had to start thinking, where is God? How did he leave me? I was faithful, I was going to church. So I just, you know, I feel like a lot of people, like y'all say, the traditional part is that's what grandma, great grandma, auntie, that's what everybody had you to do. Because I was raised up in the community. Oh, the whole community had Bible study and prayer meeting. And you had to meet at a certain person's house. And that's what it was. Kids, that's how we grew up in church. So we felt like God was gonna make everything right. Now I feel like I know it ain't God. You know what I'm saying? He don't sit up there and look low and see your sins, and he gonna cast them. I just don't see that. That's one thing we have to teach our children. Cause again, my child, she was going to church. That's what I was known. That's what she knew, and I'm slowly getting her out of that fact that, okay, well, before daddy came in the picture with us, because we blended family too, mama was doing everything. So why would God make me suffer so much with y'all too? I'm having to try to work, I'm having to try to do this, I'm having to try to do that, and I'm tired. I'm mentally, physically, emotionally drained. So why is he putting all this burden and stress on me when he's supposed to relieve the burden in the script? I just think, like, piggyback off Lieutenant, we have to start teaching our own kids what the Vanguard is doing. Hands down, I'm in there every day. Those kids are learning, and they're starting to engage in, okay, well, God, this is what my folks been through. I didn't ever know that. You know, they're starting to learn things that they never ever known, and what the public school is not teaching. So we just have to take back our children, and we have to teach our children. We have to educate them for them to know, hey, the right and the wrong way of living. The growing your own food, that's another thing. Cutting back all this junk, all these GMO products, all the stuff that's bad for us.
Yeah,
Kick that out the door and start living healthy.
exactly. Go ahead, Young Nate.
Yeah, because let me add a couple of things that I was thinking about while you both were talking. The first issue that we're dealing with in the whole issue of learning for our children, because our focus has to be there on the children. You know, like Frederick Douglass said, you can't repair broken men. You can't, because most of these broken people are the ones that's teaching our children nothing. You know, so they got to be eliminated out of the picture to some degree. We got to find a way, if they can't correct themselves, that we don't lose the children in the process because of this intergenerational trauma or ignorance, by choice. We got to get rid of that. And on the theme of what this whole round table was supposed to be about, couples. In a relationship, we've all had to work to get what we need from our relationships with each other. You know what I'm saying? If you really wanted to be there, if you really wanted that person to be a part of your life, we had to work at it. We had to give up some things, make some sacrifices. Personalities are different. They may not totally agree with everything that we want to do, but we understood that it's give and take, Look at the white folks. We've been in a relationship with these crackers for over 400 years. At every turn in this relationship, they've been shitting on us every chance they got, doing all types of things that automatically should show you that these people don't give a fuck about you. Oh, yeah. You just there. You just there to be used as they see fit. And if we could get our people to understand, just if you look at it at that analogy, how long would you be in a relationship with somebody that's clearly don't love you, that's kicking your ass all over the motherfucking house every chance they get?
Exactly.
Makes sense.
You know? I mean, you know, like I say, it's to me, it's just like you say, Lieutenant. You think about these things, it's not rocket science. You know, it's just common sense to say to yourself, if you was in a relationship with anybody else, now we will clown with each other.
Oh yeah.
We will tear the house down with each other, claiming that, hey, this person disrespected me. I don't tolerate, you know, all of that. But when it comes to these white folks that's been doing it over and over and over again, and you go to look for some type of reconciliation through their system, you know, you don't get none, you know. When it comes up to you, somehow you wound up dead with a rope around your neck. It's always suicide for you. But clearly, you didn't hang yourself, you know.
Right.
Same thing we was looking at with George Floyd. Clearly, he didn't stop breathing on his own.
Right.
But we have people just telling us, hey, the video lies. They did the same thing with Rodney King, didn't they? He was resisting arrest.
Same thing. Same thing. Eh, man, you know what? Now you know something else now. I just got to keep it all the way 100.
Yeah.
The last thing that should be coming out of people's minds after, you know, they sat here and witnessed George Floyd get murdered. You know, I watched it multiple times. And I'm looking at this pig's eyes as he looking at the bystanders. They yelling and talking. It was like almost like like he was in some kind of trance or something. What I don't understand with our people is this here. You are, you know, you the big bad wolf, Johnny Dangerously. You know, you Captain America. You know, you from Wakanda somewhere. You know, with your own people. But with these crackers, you know what I'm saying? You know, what is it? Something like their uniform? They got some kind of force field or something? Do it put you in some kind of spell? I had the same conversation one evening. Me and Andrew went by my cousin's house, having a little birthday get together, and I was talking to some of my partners that was out there, you know, and we were talking about the same thing. And I told him, I said, let me ask you a question. So if these pigs roll up right now, catch me slipping, got me out here in the middle of the street, choking me out, what y'all gonna do? Oh, shoot, D, I don't want to hear that shit. I can tell right now. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna do nothing. Man, man, you crazy, man. I ain't gonna sit let nobody do that. Okay, cool. Now, I want that same energy if something happens. He said, okay, D. He said, well, if somebody would they choking me out in the street, what you gonna do? First off, they wouldn't even get that far with you to choke you out.
Exactly.
Number one. You know what I'm talking about? Number two, look around you, bruh. We up here on the folk cone. If a police, and I mean a, read the sentence correctly, a police come out here and he is able to do damage to one of your brothers and sisters in what you call your neighborhood, and it's 15, 20 y'all out there, even the women that were out there like, oh yeah, we okay, cool. I want that same energy, because guess what? It ain't about if, it's when it's gonna hit your community. So it sounds good now, but you need to make your mind up before it happens. What are you prepared to do? Because D already know what D gonna do.
Right.
D done discussed it with his wife. I done discussed it with my family. You know, in the beginning, initially I said, you know, it ain't quite fair, but I get full support. You know, I'm not gonna initially try to go out and put my family in jeopardy, but hey, they know what it is.
Right.
And they support me. So I can't go wrong, no matter what decision I make. But I can guarantee you this here. These so-called, you know, gangsters, thugs, you know what I'm saying? You out here with your pants off your ass. Soon you see the police getting one of your brother's sister ass, slap a black queen around, first thing you want to pull out is your goddamn phone. The fuck is that? What part of the game is that shit? If the motherfucker's choking me, you better hope he a big fat motherfucking pig and kill me. Because if I can fake it till I make it and get away from that there, better believe, partner, you finna catch all the heat. Let me calm down. Anyway, better believe he gonna be smoking the city. You were just as guilty as him putting a knee in my neck. Okay? Right. We supposed to be brothers on different levels. You know what I'm saying? Whether you my brother by blood, brother by association, right, or brother from another mother, or brother on the set, it don't matter. If you pull your phone out while I'm getting choked, I'm gonna fake it. Hopefully he let me up and let me make it. Because if he do, your ass in trouble because you just as guilty.
And you know,
believe that, duh.
And anyway, you know, the other thing, just to piggyback off of you, Lieutenant, our people need to understand the things that we put out here. These are elements. That's not the whole picture. We can't take shortcuts. We got to work the process because we're so far behind. We've given these people such an advantage.
That's it.
That's it. You ain't gonna get out of one thing. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, and I heard a brother speaking on this, or Baba speaking on this the other day. He said, understand, it ain't gonna be enough just to get the block back if they control the world. We got to control the world to get what we want to be and be a free people. Because if they still control the world and we just got the block, they're gonna always come up with rules to make sure they still control the block. So this is how, like I say, this is a process. We still got bridges that we need to build globally with our brothers and sisters because we got to change the whole thing. You know, these people control everything and we got to stop putting so much trust in them. Have we really looked at the condition of the world? Why are they not being held accountable? Y'all was in charge. The world fucked up.
Yeah. And
we got it worse.
And think about it, ain't that many people who actually running the world.
There you go. There you go. Small percentage.
You know what I'm saying? It's not even that many people.
Small percentage. We were talking about this yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about Jeff Bezos at Amazon.
Right.
Over 720 some billion dollars.
Come on.
You ain't gonna never spend that much money. I don't care how many generations you got to come behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And as General MELLIE said, why are people out here starving? You know, all of these things, like I say, we can't shortcut nothing no more. We got to work.
Yeah, and there's way too many lies out here in the world, man. Look, you look at this here. We said, man, $700 billion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, you know, they say, you know, our so-called quote unquote national debt, but $10 trillion. Come on, man. That's all that national debt, all that spending.
But they just printing it. They just printing it. So
yeah,
how can you have
money,
it,
man?
You know what I'm saying? How can you even have a debt when you printing your own money, man? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. That's so crazy. I tell people all the time, I said, man, you know, when I was overseas, you know, this was in the early 90s. Our money was worth so much more,
right?
You know, compared to whatever country you was in. When they love when you exchange your money for their money. You know what I'm saying? I did a little bit just to have some of their currency from different countries. You know, I'm Southern brother from North Memphis. You know what I'm talking about? So I ain't never been a lot of these places, so I just want to get some of their money. But you know, the thing about it is, like right now, that's why they murdered Gaddafi.
Let me ask you this, Lieutenant. Lieutenant, how much was the dollar back then? Because they say it's less than it's like 80% I mean 80 cents to a dollar compared to the rest of the world.
I think it's less than that, but go ahead,
but this was like in 90, this was like in late 92, early 93. just to kind of give you an example, when I was in Italy in '94, their money, don't let the sound fool you, but like if you went and bought a gallon of wine, you know, they have what they call filling stations. I don't know if y'all old school like me,
Yeah.
some of y'all young folks out there, you know, you have filling stations. But they had filling stations where you go and get homemade wine, and it was delicious. But their money is in lira, and back then I think it was like 6,000 lira, which was equivalent to only about, I don't know, $3 of change of U.S. currency. This was like in '93, '94.
Okay.
Okay, to kind of give you an example, but the thing, like I said, the thing about it is because, but then too, another thing, the reason why the U.S. currency held so much weight, because U.S. currency was the world currency they used for trade.
They didn't have the coin bits, the bitcoins, and all of
No,
that.
they didn't have none of that. No.
See, let me ask y'all this. Now, have y'all heard that the coins are scarce? They're not making them anymore because of this virus. You go in the store, you gotta have your correct change or a card. They are actively putting us into that system.
Right. They've been speaking about that for a few years now.
I hadn't even heard
They're
this.
getting rid of. They want to get rid of the whole. See, and they want to get rid of the whole currency system. Period.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the end game, and I can't go too deep into it on how much time we got. But the end game is they want to implant everybody with the RFID chip. The RFID chip is going to replace everything that you can think of: your driver's license, your debit card, your credit card, your birth certificate, everything about you, every accessory that has information on it, it's all going to be on that chip. The reason why is because of this here. When you can control the people, you control the world. Here's the deal. If everything about you and everything you own is on that RFID chip, guess what? Everything is automatic nowadays, right? You go in certain stores, the doors open and close for you, right? Guess what? You got the RFID chip. In order to go, like let's say to Walmart, you have to scan your chip. Guess what? You do something wrong, you kill somebody, whatever, they ain't got to send the peas to go look for you. They ain't got to
shut your chip off.
Shut your chip down. Guess what? You can't buy food, you can't get water, can't get gas, you can't
go to the doctor. Can't go to the doctor, do nothing.
Right. You can't do nothing.
And you know, another aspect of that is identity theft, the issues you got with it now. You think that's gonna be a bigger problem when they switch that system over? Because the government will be engaging in just taking your money.
And they'll take it and won't give it back. I heard somebody say, like, if they say you owe a debt, they gonna go in your chip, take your money. So then I saw this thing yesterday where they had
Gerald, let me cut you off. Here's the deal. When you get implanted with that chip, there is no more money.
Well, you know,
everything's gonna be a credit.
Yeah, that's what she's
talking about. I know. I'm talking about. They say if you have a debt anywhere that you kind of like, you know how you might have a medical bill that you dispute, they'll be able to just go into your thing and take the money off without asking you anything. And then I saw this.
Here's what even better. Here's the deal. They're gonna control everything.
Right.
They're gonna provide the doctors for you. They're gonna provide the food for you. They're gonna provide work for you. You know what I'm talking about? They're gonna provide everything for you.
They got me fucked up. I guess I'm gonna be like iRobot or what's his name? iLegend. Cause I ain't going. That's crazy. I mean, they got this thing where they said
pretty much
the reason they doing their social distancing is for the face recognition.
They practicing right now. Exactly.
Hey.
They practicing.
Let me tell you, about a month ago, everybody's phone went crazy. Remember?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially mine.
Installing the virus chip in the iPhones.
Hey.
Oh, they got the Androids too, though. They was messing with my phone. I couldn't figure out why my recession was so bad. We used to have meetings and, you know what I'm saying, we had discussions and stuff, you know,
Yeah.
where it's with everybody or just, you know, just the core, you know what I'm saying? And my phone, I'm constantly moving my phone around trying to, man, I cannot get a recession. What's going on? Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
but
yeah, oh yeah.
that's why I think that the things that we've always pushed, like building up your supplies,
Mm-hmm.
having items that you can barter with each other, because you can't ever dismiss the level of criminality in this country. And we understand what the RFID chip is for. It's just more control, being able to watch your moves, watch your patterns, watch what you buy, what you don't buy. They'll know a lot more from that aspect than they will if we continue with the present system.
They're doing that now.
You know?
I went to the dealership yesterday to get some pamphlets for one of my sons. Do you know on my iPhone, they sent me everything about a ship?
Damn.
Oh, there. Big Brother is watching and listening.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. You could be in your laptop, you can Google something, and you might go on one of these social media sites, and you'll see all kind of commercials
Right.
for what you were Googling.
Yeah. Come right in.
Not including it, they send them ads to your phone, and nowadays they got everything free: the computers, telephones, services, upgrades, all that shit free because they getting everybody online. And plus, they say it's so many people online right now. It is just overflowing.
And that's why, like you said, that's why we got to take advantage of the reset. This is that period of time, because once you allow them to get locked in on everything they doing, a lot of our people, they ain't gonna be able to recover from that.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
All right, family, this has been a very great and powerful conversation. We are going to do it again. I want to thank you each for joining me, but before we leave, I want to get a closing from each one of you all, and then we'll be out. Like I said, we're going to try to bring this platform to you all each month. We want singles to contact us. We want to speak with our children. Our children have something to say. Our children are our future leaders, and we need to bridge those gaps with them and make those connections where we can hear what they got to say, because a child is going to lead us. All right, whoever wants to go first, give me a closing. We're going to close this out. I've had a great time with y'all today. Y'all know y'all my peeps. I love y'all. All right, go ahead.
Lieutenant?
I go first.
Yeah.
I go first. I want to say, man, thanks for the opportunity. You know, I've never been one to been a big speaker, because I could never seem like I never get everything out like I want to. It's normally at the end. Now my brain is clicking now. You know, I done kind of caught my second wind.
You done woke up.
But you know, we as a people, man, I'm telling you, man, my love for our people, man, is so it's a small stuff. You know, if I can leave anybody with anything, the small gestures is the ones that last longest. You know, just throughout your day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How you doing, brother? How you doing, sister? You know what I'm saying? How's everything going? How you feeling? You know, it may sound corny the way I'm saying it, but I've incorporated that in my day-to-day, you know what I'm saying, vocabulary, my day-to-day routine. You know, we out and about, you know, if we you know, whatever we doing, if somebody around, yeah, okay, thank you, sister, how you doing? All right, you know, and keep it, you know, just to acknowledge them, you know, instead of mean mothers, especially the brothers, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's just so hard, and, you know, yeah, I'm mad too, brother, but guess what though, man? We on the same page. You know what I'm talking about? What you mad about? You gonna do something about it? Well, let's make some changes, you know. You know, it's just the small gestures, you know. We need to get back, as I said, I say all the time, Jeremy, so, it allude to all the time. We got to get back to loving each other. You know what I'm talking about? Loving each other, loving ourselves first, loving each other. You know what I'm saying? And have love for your people. I think that right there will eliminate a lot of issues that we have within our own Black community / nation amongst each other. And then let's keep everything solution based. And I'm probably one of the worst ones. I'll start off solution based, but then I turn to Dr. Khaled in a minute. I'll be ready to set it off. You know what I'm talking about? Kill them all. As my man Spice once said. But anyway,
Yeah.
But we keep it solution based because we have to provide. We can't just talk about having a revolution and being a revolutionary without solutions.
Exactly.
We got to give the people solutions. If we don't give them solutions, and all we're doing is just talk. Video. Talk. We got to put out solutions, and I'm working on that. I'm probably one of the worst ones of the group, but I'm working on it.
Don't say that, Lieutenant. We are all doing. You do your part. You have to
Yeah.
work.
No, I'm speaking on a personal level. It's my own personal
Okay, you just want to do more.
I want, on the solution base.
He want to set it off, man. That's what he talking about.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Look here. I get so mad. I really don't have but one solution, but that's not gonna solve our issues in the long run. That's a short term victory. I want the long term where we all can benefit and reap the benefits, long term. So, again, solution based.
Right.
Let's get back to love each other. And if ain't nobody told y'all today, I love you all. One love.
Yeah, one love. We love you too, my brother.
Angie, you got something?
Lieutenant just said it all.
I ain't saying nothing. Come on.
You ain't getting off
Get
that
your own
easy.
mouth, your own mind now.
If I have to close with anything, the loving yourself will go a long way in helping to love our people. Because if you can't help yourself, you can't help your people. If you don't love yourself, you can't love your people. So loving yourself, and we need to learn how to start being kind to one another.
Oh yeah.
I don't see that a whole lot. And I wish I did, but like I said, when I grew up in the neighborhood, Miss Elta had the right to whoop you, and you better not say one word about it. You get the grandma, she gonna whoop you. Grandma gonna tell mama, she gonna whoop you. So it was more of the, okay, hey, we got discipline. We knew what to do and how to do it, but we gonna still love them people. Because guess what? They teaching us what's right. They pouring us to what we gonna have to come to.
The whole community.
Yeah, what we gonna have to grow up to when we get older. So again, it's just love yourself, and you gotta love your people.
Go ahead, baby.
Boy, words has been lost. But you know one thing, instead of we always going after that one day to serve Black businesses and Black people, we need to do it 365 days out of a year, because that's what the oppressor does. And if everybody is listening, I want you to listen to this. And I'm with you, Lieutenant. When I put my hands up to my lips, it says, be quiet and be about it. Because I'm tired of us marching and talking about it. Be about it. Okay? Mm-hmm. And for everybody listening, I want you to think about this here. Would you die for your brother? And if you are thinking right now, I don't want you on that front line with me. Okay?
Exactly.
Okay. That's how I feel. If you're thinking about please don't be standing. I know you won't be there. Because the press are going to get you first.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I love all of you all, like you said. Start speaking to people when you're in these stores and stuff. You out in the street, you're in the gas station. Hi, sister, hi, brother. Even if they mean more, speak to them. Okay? I do it all the time, just like you said. Hi, sister. I walk in a place, they be looking at me like I'm crazy. Hello? And then they'll
Yeah.
because I get a lot of people saying hello. I don't want to speak to you. What can they do for me?
Yep.
Yeah, I appreciate everything that everybody put out there. You know, we got to get back to that spirit of an Ubuntu. I am because we are. We got to get back to the community, that village mindset, because that's all we got is each other at the end of the day. And therefore, you know, like I say, our focus needs to be on starting within our homes, within our relationships, not only with our spouses, girlfriends, you know, family members, our children. Start loving them. Look in the mirror when you see yourself in the morning, love yourself, you know, and let's keep on building on that. And then when you out there in these streets, understand the times that we living in, keep your head on the swivel. Make sure ain't none of our people out here in a situation where they may need our assistance. If you there, you need to handle your business, you know? Like I say, if you don't have an issue with felonies or anything like that, you should be somewhere trying to get you a concealed carry license. These are the times that we live in. We can't ignore it anymore. You know, we got too much at stake. You know, we look to these militia groups out here and we say, well, you know, if something happened, then I'm gonna call such and such. I'm gonna call this organization. These organizations can't be everywhere. So it comes down to us protecting our own communities.
And stop calling Al Sharpton. Please stop calling him. He ain't for us. Stop calling Al Sharpton.
Well,
Thank you.
Jesse, all of them.
Yeah,
Being Crump, I'm getting sick of seeing him.
Yep.
You
But
know.
see, like I say, to Lieutenant's point earlier, you know, the churches prove who they are. Where was they at during this whole supposed crisis?
No way.
Was they helping in the communities?
Collecting
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said,
They
collecting on their cash apps.
there you go.
Yeah.
So like I said,
Make sure they wife in their house and still
Right.
get bigger
right,
and
they
bigger.
want to maintain their living standards, and our people out here can't even eat. You know, so like I say, we all we got, we all we've ever had, and we need to act like that. All right. I love y'all, and I look forward to the next opportunity that I can come back with Deborah and my comrades, and we can definitely sit down and have these types of conversations. I think we need to go deeper into the relationship talks, you know, about ways to address some of these issues, because without our women on our sides, this whole conflict thing, you know, that we sit up here and we disrespect our women, you know, that we going out here messing with these old fays. This whole thing, we got to address this issue where we got Negroes on Facebook talking about they don't deal with sisters, they only deal with white girls. You know, what's wrong with you? I mean, if that's where your head is at, then go and be over on the other side. Don't bring your ass back.
Right.
Exactly.
You know?
I'm right.
You know?
I'm right.
We trying to build, we trying to bring our people together. No nation can rise higher than their women. So we got to protect the woman. We got to protect our daughters. We got to protect the rest of our children. You know, and that's all I got. I love y'all. Black power.
Thank y'all so very much. Like I said, this has been very powerful. We have to get back to loving ourselves, back to our ancestors, building Black African-centered institutions for ourselves and our people. Thank you all. I love y'all. All power to the people. Black power.
Black power.
Black power.